Hello, my name is Kristen Bolden, and I want to welcome you to the other side of history. I love history, and I want to share with you in this channel some of the gems that I have learned from history. I also love music, and I combine classical music with religious hymns. And actually each one of the videos, the music videos that are on this channel, are a combination of one of my classical hymn combinations. So if you like the music and you would like to learn more, I would encourage you to go to my website, which is classicalhymns@gmail.com. And that's also my email if you would like to contact me. Now, in my study of history, I have found that there is a main view to history, and then there is the other side to history, the story that's not as well known. Now, what I would like to do in these talks is to give you this other side of history. And so you understand what I'm meaning, I want to just give you a few examples. In my first talk, I give you the history of the Dead Sea Scrolls and who most likely were the authors of them. Now, mainstream history, it says that it was the Essenes who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls. But in this talk, you will find that there is evidence that points to it as not being the Essenes who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls. In the second talk, I give a history on Alexander the Great, and maybe some details from history that you haven't heard of before. Now, Alexander the Great, he was not only responsible for physical battles, but he was also responsible for a spiritual battle. And it was actually a battle over the Bible. There is another side to history on the battle that took place over the Bibles. Now, in the third talk, I would like to introduce you to a fabulous book, and it's called Truth Triumphant, and it's by B.G. Wilkinson. And I give first a little bit of a background as to who B.G. Wilkinson was and what his career was. And then I would like to get into the book Truth Triumphant. It is a fabulous book, like I said, and it discusses early Christianity, and it takes you right down through early Christianity into that church in the wilderness time period, those 1260 days or years. Now, you will also learn of important people there of the early Christian church, people that perhaps you have never heard of before. Now, there are some names that maybe you have heard of, like the man Patrick of Ireland, the same Saint Patrick that St. Patrick's Day is named after. However, in this book, Truth Triumphant, it gives you a history as to who Patrick was that is very different from the mainstream history. Also, another such man was King Arthur, which you have probably heard of, the same King Arthur of the Knights of the Round Table. Well, there is another side to who the man King Arthur was, another great man from history. You will learn about the Waldenses and who they really were. Mainstream history has really demonized these people and their history. There is also another side to their story. After going through the highlights that are in this book, Truth Triumphant by B.G. Wilkinson, I would like to go into another book, and it's titled The History of the Reformation of the 16th Century, and it's by J.H. Merle de Daubigny. Now, this is another incredible history of the Protestant Reformation and of the Protestant Reformers. It also gives another side of history from the mainstream history on the Protestant Reformation of the 16th century. You will learn details of these great reformers that you have probably never heard of before. So this is a little introduction to this channel, The Other Side of History. And I have all of the talks numbered because they actually take us right down through the early Christianity time period, right to the Reformation time period of the 16th century, the Protestant Reformation time period. Now, I hope that you enjoy these talks as much as I have enjoyed putting them together. To have a true understanding of history is really super important. Winston Churchill, he once said, "Those who fail to learn from history are condemned to repeat it." So I think it behooves us, each one of us, to know for ourselves what is really the true history on things. And then let's allow that to make us into better people. George Bernard Shaw, he once said, "We learn from history that we learn nothing from history." So let's not be like one of those people who, after hearing the truth, do not allow it to make us into better people, and we don't learn from it. So if you like what is in this channel, I would encourage you to please click on that subscribe button. And I want to thank you for listening, and God bless.